Good morning and a very warm welcome to Wisconsin. It's the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series Apex Wisconsin Open. And what a match we have to start the day with. Yasmin Ocean against Dennis GRABE. And with me to describe all the action a lot better than I possibly ever could is the world famous, the legend, Mr. Tony Robles. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning, pal. How are you today? Did you get some good rest?
Do you know what? I was just going to say to you, I woke up this morning, 7 a.m. I was a little bit tired. And then all of a sudden, a light bulb went on in my head. What I had to look forward to today. And I was straight in that shower, breakfast, and straight down here making some notes. Yasmin Ocean.
Great stuff. I love it. I love the passion you have for the sport.
So Yasmin then, it's close. She's made the 10 ball. It's a win. It's the first rack of the morning.
Yeah, wow, that was fast.
Okay, so that gives us time to, how was your night?
It was fantastic, man. I had a good night's sleep. I had a pretty interesting match with Thorsten yesterday. He won the first set. I won the second set. We both played well. And it went down to a shootout, and I missed two of the spot shots, and it cost me the match, but I had a blast. So I get to play Roberto Gomez today at 5 p.m.
Oh, Superman.
Yeah, I'm trying to go to one of those novelties.
Well, something's got to give, because we've got Superman against the silent assassin. So are you going to be his kryptonite? You said you've got some.
Well, I was just about to say that I'm going to one of those novelty shops or something, try to buy a big green piece of kryptonite or something and bring it to my match.
I've just done a little bit of research on yesterday's matches. We had 34 matches in total yesterday and 10 went to a shootout. So that is in line with the normal percentage of shootouts, Tony. Normally around about 28 to 33%, 34% yesterday. So we're bang on track. And bang on track now, Yasmin Ocean leads 1-0 in the first set to break in the second rack. Does lightning strike twice in the same place? Not this time.
And she almost scratched in the side, but fortunately for her, she did not. She did leave Dennis. I think he can make this, but even if he can, he's going to tuck her in under the 3.
Yeah, I don't think it goes. He's just pointing right to where you said that, right in behind that 3 ball. And I renamed Jasmine, Jumping Jasmine, after her brilliant performance. Oh, it's leaked out a little bit, and look at this for a chance.
She might even have the 10-ball combo here. You know, one of the options she has here, Mark, is to try to run into that 9-ball. Just tap it lightly into the pocket and stop the cue ball there for the 2. But if she happens to go past the 9, she has a 2-10 option as well.
Good call.
Wow. She went for position on the 2 off the 9, but unfortunately missed a shot.
So Yasmin Ocean from Klagenfurt in Austria. Done so much for the women's game and also done a lot for dancing just recently. She finished second in Dance with the Stars in Austria with her partner Florian. Not Florian Venom, not him. Another Florian.
No, from what I understand, she did extremely well, and that's something to be very proud of.
Yeah, it's great for Paul, isn't it, to get...
to get that kind of exposure.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely right. So this is the Ho Chunk Gaming Casino here in the Dells of Madison. And I'm going to tell you what the Dells are a little bit later on, Tony. You might already know, but we're going to tell the viewers.
Yeah, I would love to learn.
Very interesting.
Don't know much about it, but I know it's nice out here.
It's wonderful, isn't it? So Dennis then. A cagey start, a bit very, very different to the first one. Oh, and he's sold out here, look. Awkward queuing though. Where is she, Tony?
On top of Mount Everest? Well, kind of. Mini Mount Everest. She would have to be frozen, but I don't know if she can reach this. She might have to use her extension.
Yeah, Yasmin was down here practicing when I arrived in the arena at 8:15 a.m. this morning. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of them you sort of take quickly, get out the way. So now a chance for Dennis, his first real chance. Dennis GRABE from Estonia, from Tallinn. He's won a couple of Euro tours.
Perfect. Got perfect on that 2-ball to get on the other side of the 3. Just, I think the key here is to make sure that he doesn't get too straight on the 3. I mean, the 4 is close enough to where if he were to lead the cue ball by the rail when he plays position for the 4, he can still cut it in.
We were talking about shootouts just now. And Dennis GRABE, of course, had that very famous one in Vegas last year against Chang. And won it 15-14.
That's amazing. Kind of like the one with Jesus Atencio and Oi, Naoki Oi.
That's a very close second. So we also have the Wisconsin State Championships going on here also. 58 7-foot tables, plus 7 9-foot Predator single slate tables. And just yesterday, this beautiful, sexy table went on sale to the public. PredatorCues.com.
It's officially on sale. Get them while they can, because I mean, listen, I've been playing pool 42 years, and I played in many tables, and this is definitely one of the best ones I've ever had the pleasure of playing on. And a lot of players love this table.
Yeah, I was speaking to Darren Appleton after his great win yesterday. I mean, he played fantastic yesterday, didn't he?
He sure did.
And he said to me, he's worked out these tables. He said, and quite honestly, wasn't a fan to start with. Now, absolutely loves them.
Yeah.
And he wants one in his home.
Yeah, I believe it. They really are that good. They put in a lot of effort into designing this table.
Oh, that's a great shot. Now then, wants a bounce on this 6-ball. Well, how do you fancy drawing off this onto the 10?
I mean, the problem with this shot, drawing off the 10, is if he misses it, he might sell out on the 6. You know, he has to feel pretty good about doing that. And, you know, he can draw if he wants to. He can also come off the rail and hit the 10 ball, so that way the cue ball gets a chance to go uptown a bit and leave the cue ball, the 6 down here if he hits it thin enough.
Yeah, I think he's playing the safety.
That's a Buddy Hall. Buddy Hall says, always do whatever's easiest, right? Remember, even if you can't put your opponent behind the ball.
Yeah, sort of a nod of approval there from Yasmin as well, just off camera. That's one of them sort of, clever shot kind of looks, you know. Keep it simple. Yasmin, the sister of world 9-ball champion Albin, and he's about to defend his title in London very soon of the Champions League. So Yasmin just digging down slightly there, you see.
Very nice shot.
Yeah, how well has she played that, Tony?
Yeah, she hit that really nice. You know, Dennis is going to play return safety, probably try to put him in front of the, put her, the 6 in front of the 8 and the cue ball behind it.
Yasmin, of course, herself a Euro Tour winner. She's won 8 Euro titles. 8-ball, 9-ball, straight pull, 10-ball world champion. World Games gold medalist. She's won I think she won gold, silver and bronze.
He mishit that one. He gave her another opportunity here.
You still haven't been and bought that Manuka honey, have you? Get on the Manuka, Tony.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. She has a choice here. She can either hit it. I prefer to go back and forth and play the 7 in the low right-hand corner, only because, you know, you have to put a lot of spin. But if you put spin, if she can hit it thick enough and get past the 9 on the other side, ooh. So she hung it there for a second. She was trying to go on that side.
Yeah, she caught it a bit thick, didn't she? That's why she wobbled it, and she didn't get the cue ball to travel as far as she wanted. Now then, are you playing the bank? Are you going to play the 7-ball?
I like the
cross
bank
side.
here. I like the bank here, but you have to remember we spoke about the format before. You have to be careful about the choices you make, you know, in these short races, because one mistake could cost you not just a set but the match.
Yeah, she's gone a little bit short here, and she wants this to stick on the rail. Has she had a bit of luck? She has, you know. I tell you what, that hasn't gone bad at all. That could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah, you know, Dennis might not have a choice but to overcut this ball, send it near the 10, and put the cue ball behind the 8. And you don't want to put it too close to the 10 if you decide to go that route, because then you might leave a billiard if you don't hide the cue ball behind the 8, you see? So she might go for this. She called it. I would try to run the 7 into the 9 somehow, like what, not hit it dead on, and try to get the 7 to stay uptown.
Well, she might have a bit of luck here again as well if this slows up. So this 7 ball is being a little bit troublesome,
Yeah.
to both players.
And Dennis has the option of banking it here or overcutting it, coming short of the side pocket, sending it by the 8, and sending the cue ball down by where the 10 is.
There goes the shot clock. You might just have heard a couple of beeps. They are on a 30-second shot clock.
There's the shot. There's the shot I was talking about.
Each player gets 1 extension per rack, Tony, 60 seconds after the break.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a nice kick shot. Look at this, Tony. If this
She hit that
7 ball
great.
runs, oh, is it going to be a window open?
I think, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Now then. Well, it's
We
a
don't
half a
always
chance.
intend. We don't always intend to leave the door open on the way out, but unfortunately, it was left open here.
As long as you turn the lights off.
But this, you know, this is one of those little tester shots, you know.
Yeah, he's not even interested in
Yeah.
playing it.
I mean, you never know. Maybe he couldn't see the entire ball. I don't know.
I think the
But
problem
it looked
more
like he
was he
could've.
couldn't get on the 8, I think. So no point. Now then.
I mean, she might have no choice but to call the 8 if she can see that side of the 7 ball. It's hard to tell from this angle. But if she can't see, she's gonna have no choice but to kick. Yep, she's kicking 2 rails and calling the 7 ball in the side. Miss the ball. Now this is an opportunity that Dennis was hoping for to seal the deal. I mean, not to seal the deal, to tie the match.
Yeah, it's been a much longer second rack than the first one was.
Oh yeah,
We had a golden break in the first
this
rack.
kind of made up for it, right?
It's evened itself out. So the man from Tallinn, perfectly on the 10 ball, and he's going to level things up at 1-1. We're going to go for a short break, and we'll be back with rack number 3. We're level 1-1. Welcome back to an arena which is surprisingly full for this time of the morning. Pool players and fans aren't renowned for getting up very early in the morning. Dennis GRABE breaking off. We're level 1-1 with Yasmin Ocean. And after that golden break in the first rack, the second one, a much longer affair. It was very tactical, and Dennis came out on top to level things up at 1-1. There are 5 other matches going on this morning, and we'll be keeping you up to date with all the latest scores.
It's not an easy shot to play position on, Mark, on the new cloth.
Yeah, she done well to make that. It was horrible over the top of that 10 ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, she can play safe here. I like playing safe here.
I
Hitting
like
the cue ball in front of the 7 and the 4, kind of paralleling the 2 to the 4 and the 7. But I don't know, she might just go for this. I mean, the thing is with going for it is if you don't make it, you might sell out.
Well, she has gone for it. I think it's going to
she
be
had
there,
great.
you know. It is. What a great shot that is. Perfect on the 3. Look at this for a chance. 4-5 combo to follow.
Mm-hmm. So I guess she's going to settle for the combination 4-5.
Yeah.
This one I would want to hit the 5 a little bit, ever so slightly to the left of it. Because if you hit it just slightly to the right, that 4 can trickle in front of the 8.
Yeah, it's all about...
And worst case scenario, she could still go rail first. But the main thing is to hit it with...
she's playing this with some power, I think.
Yeah,
maybe
she's going to draw. Maybe she's going to draw off the rail. No?
Oh, how has she judged that now then? Looks okay. She's already looking at position for the 6. And as you say, worst case scenario, go rail first.
Yeah, and if she can hit the ball on the side she wants to, she can always go rail first.
There's an echo in here.
She can definitely hit the ball first.
Now then, pull up any time now, and she's okay. Nice natural angle to bring her back down for the 7 ball. Always looks so smart when she plays pool.
Yeah, over here you want to end up by the center of the table, and you can go 1 rail, 2 rails. Some players prefer to go 2 rails in that shot. I think it's more of a preference. She hit it great, Mark.
Couldn't have hit that better, could she? Beautiful shot. So a real chance now to go 2-1 up, and we're racing to 4. It's 2 sets, and then if we're level after that, we will go to a shootout. And talking of shootouts, last night, Fedor Gorst had his first shootout of 2022. He won the Arizona Open without losing a set, so no shootouts for Fedor. Last night, he came up against the Greek Lukatos and ended up winning the shootout 4-3. So Fedor Gorst goes to the 1-loss side.
Here, simple stop shot. Don't want to move the cue ball too much. Jasmine looks pretty comfortable, Mark.
Yeah, I was watching her technique this morning, and it's faultless. Oh.
Oh, wow. I guess the commentator jinx, huh?
Oh, dear.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not a believer in that. I didn't have anything to do with that. She did. Unbelievable. But she's been there and done that. It won't worry her. She'll put that out of her mind. And this isn't a dead set either. A couple of guys in the background discussing what she did wrong. Maybe just took her eye off it, Tony.
Could be it.
And in it goes. So 2-1 then. Big chance there for Yasmin to take the lead, but she's experienced enough to know it's just 1 rack. So let's just have a quick look around the arena. Kang Lee is playing against Lee Van Corteza. And Kang Lee in a little bit of trouble in the first set. He's 3 down. And having a look around the room. We've also got, I can see Conrad Musician over in the corner there. He's in action. We've got Eklund Kachi 2-0 up against Philly. Kerry Fiek is 2-0 up against Michael Schneider. And Conrad, as I said earlier, is playing Jeremy Sosay of the USA. And the pole is in pole position, leading 2-1. Okay, here we go then. Fourth rack, Dennis GRABE to break. Now, how are they breaking this morning, Tony? Well,
they're breaking kind of tough. They're breaking kind of tough. Both players have, you know, are known for their strong breaks, you know, and they seem to be struggling a bit. But it's, you know, it's only 3 racks. This is a 4th rack. Never know, one of them could find a sweet spot, start making balls, and then the other will start breaking from the same exact spot.
Yeah, watch this. I was just wondering if she could hit this thin enough.
Well, I mean, even if you can't hit thin enough, I think she was looking at the option of shooting it with a kind of like a masse, so that after she comes off the 1, since she's elevated, she'll masse the ball after contact to then hit the rail where she wants to put it underneath the 7.
Yeah. She's also got another option behind the 6, coming off the other side thin, but she's going for the one you said first of all. And she's gone the other way. Well, has it gone? I think it's gone far enough.
I think she got him.
Yeah,
I think she got him.
A little tap on the table there from Dennis. Now, I've got a question for you. Now, I don't profess to be anywhere near your level of knowledge on the game of CueSports. You know when players tap the table or tap the floor or click their fingers in appreciation, do you know where that comes from?
I know that the first time I ever saw it, it was in billiards, because Sang Lee, who was a legendary 3-cushion player, used to own a club, a 3-cushion / pool table room in Queens many years ago, and I used to go there to play in their 9-ball tournaments. I actually got to play a couple of races with Sang. And every time Sang Lee made an incredible shot, 3-cushion shot, everyone snapped their fingers. And that's the first time I ever saw that. So from there, you know, everyone in New York started doing it, and then they started doing it in the pool tournaments as well. So I honestly don't know where it originated, but it's a sign of respect to let you know that you just hit a fantastic shot, and that the person who's snapping or tapping or whatever really appreciates it.
I'm gonna leave you in suspense for a little while. Let's just get back to the game, and then we'll talk about it in the break. It's a lovely story, actually.
So he's going to come 1 rail here past the 4-ball. Now the key here is to get a decent angle on the 4-ball to come up for the 3. I don't know if he can get past the point where he can go 3 rails and get it the opposite side, so he might just have to try to get almost straight and then draw it, which is what he did. Very nice. He hit that great.
Yeah, he's perfect side of it as well, isn't he? Straight draw up the table, Tony.
Yeah, and these tables run, you know, so well. It's very easy to draw the ball. So, you know, you have to make sure you do not overdraw the ball. It's very easy to overdraw the ball on these tables.
Yeah, he's hit that just about perfect.
Yeah, you'd think he works on his game, right?
I think he might work a little bit at it. Spent many happy years in Tallinn, in Estonia, Dennis's home city. Beautiful medieval city there in the Baltic regions. Small country, 1.4 million people.
Oh, really? It's probably going to go 2 rails here. I love that shot because you just go right towards that 8-ball. Here you want to get not straight. Well, even if you got straight, you're okay. As long as you have the ability to draw the cue ball back.
I think it's fair to say Dennis isn't one of the smoothest strokers. He's got that little bit of a jab in his action sometimes, but he gets the job done.
He gets the job done, and he gets a lot of action.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that action there.
Yeah, that was
right?
a nice stroke, actually, that one. That was the opposite of commentator's curse. And in it goes, and I think we're going to go just for a short little break, and we'll be back very soon with rack number 5. Welcome back to the Apex Wisconsin Open. Dennis GRABE is on the hill, breaking off. Oh, the cue ball's going close, and it's in.
It got kicked in.
Now then, a chance. Now then, are you going to play the 110? I don't think so. It's a little bit awkward, but... Well, look, the table's open, Tony. Have a quick look round for us, mate. Cast your professional eye across the table and tell us.
Well, the two goals, and so there's a 5, you know, in either corner. So I don't see any problems here. I think you have to go for the run out versus a tough combo on the 10, you know?
Oh, so just a fraction careless, that, to be honest. She's just finished awkward on that 7 ball, look.
Yeah, but if she stopped the cue ball there, the cue ball will end up in front of the 8 to the point where she doesn't have to worry about, you know, shooting over the ball.
Yeah,
she drew it there, though. She drew it. She drew it. She might have wound up behind the 8.
I think she has. Do you know that she had ball in hand there, though, Tony, and to finish, you know, awkward queuing over the 7 ball, that's now snowballed and caused that problem.
Yeah, well, I mean, it wasn't so much that she drew the ball; it was the fact that she hit the 2 at an angle. You know, she had an angle, so she had to cut it in.
Oh, she's all right, I think.
No, she's going to try to put it behind the 9.
Oh, where's the cue ball going now? She needs this to slow up.
Oh, yeah, wow.
Oh, and she's just struggling at the moment. Just that little few inches out here and there, and it's causing some big problems. And this, I've got to say, stems from that miss on the 10 ball, Tony, in the last rack. Or the one before
she's going
last.
to need to regroup and get ready for the second set, Mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
If he runs out the table.
Yeah. Need to put it to the back of your mind. And this is a bigger part, you know, this is just a bigger part of the game. As technique and everything else is, you need a strong mind. And you know all about that, Tony. Positive mental attitude.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, I know Jasmine a long time. She actually came to New York. She was kind enough to come to New York one year and play in a special event that I ran for kids with cancer. So Jeanette Lee, and it was a big thing. We went to a pool hall. We ran the event at a pool hall called Q Bar in Bayside, Queens, and we had a full field of 74. I mean 64. And Thorsten came, Mika came, Allison Fisher came, and there was on the second day, Jasmine had to play Jeanette, and boy was that place crowded.
Oh, I bet
that place was crowded. They had a crowd. The owner of the room was super happy.
And how much money did you raise? Can you remember?
Over 10 grand. Over 10 grand.
Well
yeah,
done,
over 10
mate.
grand. But you won't believe who won the tournament.
You. I knew it was going to be you. As soon as you asked me, I thought, I bet he's won this one.
But
who did you beat in the final?
That was back in the days when I was a younger guy, you know.
Back in the day. So the 10 ball here then, and in it goes, and that is the first set. So 4-1, and you know, it's not a true reflection really of that particular set. It was a lot closer than the score might suggest. Tony, it was a lot closer than that. It's just the odd ball here and there, the odd little mistake, the odd positional. She just got out of position a couple of times, which cost dearly there.
Any updates for us, Mark?
Yeah, I'm just looking through them now. You've really put me on the spot. I was hoping that you was going to talk a little bit to give me a little bit of time to search, but I've done it. Conrad Musician. Conrad Musician has won the first set, 4-1 against Jeremy Sosay. Michael Schneider is 3-2 down against Kerry Fieke. I hope I said that right. I'm trying my best. Eklund Kachi won the first set 4-0 against P. Lee. I'm probably saying that all wrong as well. I should find out how you say some of these names. So Dennis breaking off then. Wow. The cue ball almost hit the Predator light then. And they're 8 foot off the table.
Yeah, well, he made the 10 on the break, so that's the one that counts.
Oh, dear, oh, dear. So that's 1-1 then in golden breaks. So, yeah, let's just go back to... Actually, let's talk about Wisconsin a little bit. Wisconsin is famous for a few things, actually. It's famous for making their own different brands of beer and different styles of beer.
Mm-hmm.
Ice cream. The first ice cream sundae was served up here in 1881.
I
Are you a
never
fan
knew
of
that.
ice cream? You
Yeah,
like
I love ice cream.
It's also famous for its cheeses, and Harley Davidson motorcycles are made here. And there's a lovely museum here. So if ever you're visiting Wisconsin and you want something to do in between the pool matches, go and have a look around the Harley Davidson Museum.
I'm going to go try the cheese and the ice cream.
So Dennis breaking off another monster break. Oh, he's almost made the 10 again. He's made the 4 though.
10's getting a lot of action.
Yeah.
Might have to play safe here though. Let me see. He might, if he can get, I don't know if he can get between the 8 and the 5. It looks like he might have an angle to get right between the 8 and the 5 there, Mark. He might have just a perfect angle to get right in between the 8 and the 5. If he doesn't, then the move is to hide the cue behind those balls.
Yeah, I think he's going to go safe here. That's the order of
hit
the
it
day,
great.
I think. Yeah,
That's a smarter play. That's a smarter play, especially early in the match.
Yeah, he's got Yasmin on the ropes at the moment, to use the boxing analogy, and he wants to keep her there now. Already 1 set up. It just shows how one particular shot in a match can be a turning point. Oh,
very nice hit.
Nice
very
hit.
nice hit.
She needs a bit of luck here, and I hope she's got it. Has she got it? Well, there's an edge, but not a nice edge. Well, he's quickly down on this, so he must be able to see quite a lot of it. And
Yeah, he's going to try to put her behind the 10.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about,
Ooh.
the scratch. But now then, I call her jumping Jasmine. Is she going to get the jump stick out?
Yeah, and that might have been intentional. Maybe yes, maybe no. But he came off the 7 and sent the 1 past, the 6 ball, in front of the 6 ball.
I must admit, I'm surprised she hasn't gone for the jump cue here. She's great with the short stick. She's called it in the corner, so she's kicking off the side rail. Yeah, and her body language at the moment is telling me she's not happy.
Yeah, he's going to put her behind the 5.
Yeah, no chance of getting on the 2 ball. So really turning the screws now.
And take note of what he just did. He didn't try to freeze the cue ball to the 5 because he knew if he did, he would have to cut the 1 ball more, and the 1 ball might run into the 8. So if he didn't freeze it perfectly, he might not have a choice but to. She might end up with an easier kick. Had Mr. Jesus Atencio visiting us in the booth, saying good morning to us.
I was just going to say, Wisconsin is the home of cheese, and we've got mac and cheese stood right there.
Wow, what a hit
that's
that
a
was.
great shot. What a great shot. Oh, no, look at this. She's left the 110 combo. Yeah, he's called it. How unlucky is that? That was a tremendous hit on the 1 ball.
And this is a two-way shot. He can play this with follow and leave the cue ball on the opposite side of the table, just in case. You just never know. We saw someone.
That's a just-in-case shot.
I mean, listen, or behind the 8. He hit it great.
And in it goes. So we will go for a short break, and we'll be back with Dennis for the next break. Welcome back to Ho Chunk Gaming Dells here in Wisconsin. Little place called Baraboo. Another smash from Dennis GRABE, leading 2-0 second set, and by 1-0. Someone through already this morning. Daniel Schneider has beaten Nicolas de Leon. Had Nicholas in the booth with me yesterday while you were playing, Tony. We had a lot of fun.
Oh, great.
The man
He's a hell of a player, Nicholas.
yeah,
Hell of a player.
he's
I was very
making some
impressed
good
watching.
progress. So push out. Oh, that's a strange push out.
What he did there was actually pretty smart.
Yeah,
He
I've just
wanted to
seen
push
it.
it in front of the 6, just enough to leave room to jump the ball, I guess. But I don't know if she can bank it. I don't know if she can see enough of the ball to bank it.
I think that's what she's looking at. I think I just saw from the overhead when he first played that push, I think she can get to the banking angle.
Yep, she called the bank.
Yeah. So one ball, cross corner.
Came short.
Well, she hasn't left it, so not all is lost. And don't forget, she's only 2-0 down. And in this format, just because you lose the first set, you're not out of it.
Yeah, he's going to bring the cue ball all the way by the 2 and the 4.
Oh, it's close to the side.
Oh, yeah, he meant to hit that a lot thinner than that for sure.
Now then, she just needs to regroup here, take a deep breath, and then start again. It's a new rack, Yasmin.
And if she were able to go by the 6 without touching it, I would definitely go for this. She might have a perfect angle to either thread the needle between the 3 and the rail or hit it with spin, but you have to be careful with the 10 if she goes that route.
She's just caught the 3, but I think she's still okay. Yes, she's okay. Straight up and down from the 2 ball. Thin cut, but it goes.
I think you got to go for the safe here.
Yeah, I think you're
It's
right.
just too easy.
That's the old Buddy Hall analogy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there isn't a window, is there? No.
No, I don't think so.
Now, little tap on the table. Let's go back to that story we were talking about, where the tap comes from, Tony. The original tapping.
Mm-hmm.
It came from orchestras, believe it or not. And when a soloist would do a let's just say, a violin solo, for example, the rest of the orchestra, you're never allowed to talk in the orchestra pit. So what they would do is, if you'd done a really good solo, they would give a little tap on the floor with their foot or with their instrument or whatever, just a little tap, and that's where it originated from, the orchestra.
Very interesting.
It's surprising what you read.
Oh, yeah. I think he's trying to see if he has enough room to masse pass a 4 without touching the 3.
Well, he did, but he just missed the 2 also. So now then, this is a real chance. Ball in hand. Come on, Yasmin. We want to go to a shootout, the first match of the morning. And we've got 6 games for you today on the TV table. And don't forget, it's all free to watch on Billiards TV, billiards.tv on YouTube. 6 matches, and next up is going to be Aloysius Yap against Piers Labutis, the man from Lithuania. So join us for that. That's from noon, more or less straight after this match. Just a little bit of a stretch. You see, now here's another little point. I'm not being picky, but that's from ball in hand there, this position, you know, and she's having to use the bridge.
Well, what happened is she intended to go a little lower to the point where she can reach it, and she underhit it, you know?
Yeah. But she's got good technique with this bridge. Look at that eye right down the line of the cue.
Yep.
Good stuff. And I've done a little video this morning, Tony, for Facebook, just to introduce the day and what we've got coming up. I mentioned how much I'm looking forward to seeing one of the top women in the world playing this morning. She is the only female in this particular tournament.
She is one of the greatest, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think her technique is very, very special indeed.
She overhit that one a bit, so she might have to do something different here.
Can she just drop this in dead weight, hit it a little bit thick, just to hold the cue ball as close to the 8 ball?
It's hard to tell from this angle if she has the ability to do that. But it looks like she has too much cut here. She might have to stun follow this one up and down, or just follow it slowly and shoot the 9 ball in the same pocket as the 10.
Go short
Oh
side?
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, she's
Good call,
okay,
good
yeah.
call.
I thought she could just, you know, pinch the pocket just
Yeah,
that little bit,
yeah,
hit it a little
that
bit
was a
thicker
good
just
call.
to slow the cue ball. I'll make the most of that. I'll dine out on that one, Tony. I don't often get one right.
Yeah, well, you know, the only reason I thought she didn't have that angle is because of how long she was taking, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be 2-1 then. So in it goes. Well done, Yasmin. So it's game back on again. And let's just have a quick look around the room once more. Now, you said to me, Tony, you're playing at 5 o'clock. You're playing Roberto Gomez. How are you feeling?
I feel great.
What's going to be your preparation for today, right? So you're going to commentate the 12 o'clock with me as well. And then what's going to happen?
Then I'm going to go and grab a nice meal, come back and put in some practice before my 5 o'clock match. I have a nice little 4 hour break before I do that and just relax a bit.
So just looking around the room quickly for you guys while referee John Lehman sets up the rack. And have you had a look at the new rack? The new
they have
Predator rack?
a white and a black matte finish rack. Actually looks very nice, very stylish.
And it's got the little arrow on it across for where the 1 is, and for the straightness of the rack as well. There's a little arrow on the back, a little bit like the arrows on the Arcos II balls, actually.
Yeah.
On the cue ball. So let's have a look then at this 10 ball break from Yasmin Ocean. She's won.
And remember, she made the 10 ball on the break, the very first break of the match, right?
Yes, and this is only her second break of the match, so
she
she's
decided
changed.
to switch spots, probably because she saw Dennis breaking. Did Dennis break from there? Didn't Dennis break from there?
I don't
think so, right? So she
no.
probably feels more comfortable breaking off the rail. That's what it is, right?
Look at them eyes on the prize, look. Oh, in it goes. Made a couple of balls there, I think. 1 ball. And she's got a shot at this 1 ball, Tony. Now, is this worth taking on, or are you just going to play the safety?
I mean, it's a pretty severe angle. It's not that she can't make it. The question is, can she go through all that traffic and end up with a shot on the 2? That's the question. And if it's way too hard, I always say if the safety is easier than the shot itself, go for the safety and vice versa. You know.
I just like drawing 2 rails here between the 3 and the 4, and up towards the 2 ball. She's called it in the side just in case. She's not playing this, obviously, but calling it just in case. It's a just in case shot.
Yeah, I guess he's going to draw it. I mean, I don't know why she would draw it. Maybe, you know, she was hoping to make it in the side and play a safety shot on the 2 ball, but I wouldn't call it, because if I had to shoot a stop shot, I don't want to end up behind the 3, you know?
It's worked out okay, though. I might be able to get her beyond the 8 here, you know. Whoa, he's gone all out for this. What was that?
Huh.
That was a strange one, Tony. Tony.
I mean, he must have felt pretty confident to go for that bank. Especially at this point of the match, right? I mean, the 4 ball is the only one that I can see here that can give her a little bit of trouble. Not only do you have to get from the 3 to the 4, but you have to get from the 4 to the 5.
Yeah,
so she needs to get just right on this 3 ball to play position on the 4 ball.
A little bit of work to do still. Now, can she just draw straight past the 4 here? Draw onto the 7 ball, more or less?
I mean, if she can hit it full enough, then yes, she just needs to make sure that she doesn't end up on top of the 9. And, you know, the other option is to slide it over with a lot of right, but you just don't want to draw it past the 9 if you go with draw.
Oh, and that's exactly what she's done.
Yeah. That's kind of why I like the stun follow
Yeah, I
with
like the stun.
outside
Yeah.
and come off and then go, because you know the technique that the players use going towards the ball, but you can use the same technique going away from the ball but still stay on that line. She's going to try to put him behind the 8, I think. I think behind, if she can hit it full enough and bank it 2 rails by the 10, she has an ideal angle to come off the rail with the cue ball and end up possibly behind the 8 or just uptown, period, you know, even if she doesn't put him behind the 8.
I think the 4 ball's going to be going over near the 10 ball somewhere.
But if she can't see enough of the ball to bank it, she might as well call the 7 on the side and kick it from behind.
Yeah, that would be all in that. Well, she's used
See,
her
look, that's
extension.
a shot.
Yeah.
She was trying to go behind the 8. She made the 8.
Well, that's not a disaster. That's okay.
Yeah.
If you'd like to keep up with the brackets and the scores and the schedule, you can go to usprobilliards.com. There's everything you need to know there about this Apex Wisconsin Open, and you can check out all the other tournaments coming up. Vegas next, 23rd of March. That's going to be huge. We've got the World 10 Ball, we've got the Pro Billiard Series, we've got the Women's Alpha Tournament, and we have the Karen World Championships as well.
So Dennis called the 4 ball in the lower right-hand pocket. If he makes it, he's going to get very close to the 5 ball.
Oh, I tell you what.
Yep, very close to the 5 ball, but he didn't make it.
Now, has he left an opening? She's getting down to have a look. Yes, she can see it. And this isn't too bad, you know. I think she can clip this thin and still get enough travel on the cue ball up towards the 5 ball. And you don't want to play this with too much top, because then you're going to drag it off the rail. So you need to a little bit just below centre, then becomes top when it leaves the rail.
Yeah, she hit that like a dream.
Beautiful shot.
And she understands that. She understands the difference between the old cloth and the new cloth, you know. But I think the most important thing there is that she hit it extremely thin and make sure that the cue ball maintained that velocity.
I'm not trying to tempt fate here at all. That's a great shot. I'm not going to tempt fate, but I was watching Jasmine warm up this morning, and I watched her practicing the shootout shot, and I didn't see her miss one out of about 8. So let's see, are we going to go to one of those exciting shootouts? We had 10 yesterday. How many do you think we're going to have today, Tony?
At least 10. No, and it's like, you know, we've said before, Mark, when these shootouts take place, the room stops. Everyone goes to the table where the shootout's taking place.
So this 10 ball means Jasmine will draw level, and we're going to go for a break. See you soon. Welcome back to Wisconsin, to the Apex Wisconsin Open. It's step number 2 on the CSI Predator US Pro Billiard Series. And Yasmin Ocean, 2-2 now in the second set with Estonia's Dennis GRABE. Yasmin sticking with the break to the side. Oh, and she's really controlled that cue ball well as she made a ball. She hasn't, it's dry, but I think you can say Dennis is in jail there.
Jail with no bail, but they didn't throw away the key. They didn't throw away the key because he has a push. The worst is when you're in jail with no bail and they threw away the key, right?
Absolutely. Nothing but bread and water.
See, this is like a trap here. You know, you can go for an easy billiard on the 4, but you have to really, really not just control the speed of the 1. You have to hit the 4 pretty much dead straight or come off the rail to give the cue ball some kind of movement.
I like the safety.
So I like overcutting it. Overcutting it.
Yeah, I like going behind the 3 there.
That's a good shot.
Yeah.
That's a very good shot.
Very well controlled. That is worth an orchestra's tap on the floor, that one, for sure. Thank you very much, Tony.
I'm tapping. I'm tapping.
He's tapping. He's tapping the table.
Mark's on fire today. You're making some very good calls, bud. En fuego. You are en fuego, my friend.
I didn't tell you, did I? I'm reading your mind. I'm also a mind reader. So
You should be
half
on
a
America's
chance.
Got Talent then if you're a mind reader.
Half a chance here for Yasmin in the side. It's not easy, of course, but it's a half a chance. And these are the kind that you sometimes have to take on. In it goes.
Very nice.
Yeah. Of course, there's a problem of the 5 and the 7, but it is a makeable combo, and also the 3-4 is on as well. So good chance here for the Austrian. Yeah, she's cued that beautifully. Nice top spin.
Yeah, I kind of like hitting the 4-ball. You know, the 4-ball's on the right side of the pocket anyway, and leaving like a possible 3-rail position play to get straight on the 5-7 as you can, because that combination is a little off.
Played a nice little drag shot. She's played that okay.
That's even better right there.
Yeah.
See, I didn't think she could hit it that thick. That's even better. She just draws it straight, parallel to that rail.
Played it at great speed, that one, Tony. Gave it every chance, which meant she could hit it a little bit thicker, right? So this is key to get nicely on this 5 ball as close to the rail as possible.
This is a tricky part.
Yeah.
This is a tricky part, because the 5 is going to have some movement, and the 6 and the 10 are just right in her face.
I'm just wondering if she might even leave the 5-10 combo after this one.
Yeah.
It's going to be springing over that way, isn't it? Slightly. Might even end up with it in the middle. Ooh, there, it's gone over towards the 10. She's hit it a bit hard.
Good shot.
Now then, what about the billiard here? You can play it with a degree of safety as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a standard billiard. Most players make this, you know, but it all depends on how you feel. You know, if you don't feel good about it, she's thinking about it. If you don't feel good about it, then you play the safe underneath the 10 or the 6, whichever, you know, pick your poison. She's calling the 10.
Yeah, I like this. And it would be nice to get an early win here for her. And then all of a sudden, she's breaking for the set. Has she got it? Has she got it? She has, you know.
Very nice.
In it goes.
Very
What
nice.
what a billiard. So 3-2 then to Yasmin Ocean. Meanwhile, on the outer tables, I can see Eklund Kachi making good progress. Won the first set. He's 3-1 up in the second. And I'm just glancing through. I'm looking ahead to tomorrow, Tony. Of course, we've got 4 days of action. This is day 2. Tomorrow, we have a great matchup between, well, 2 Hall of Famers. And, well, the player of the decade, Mika Immonen, will be playing against Darren Appleton. What a game that's going to be.
Wow.
So
what time is that?
I think it was noon tomorrow. I will recheck for you. I think it was noon. So Yasmin walking to the table.
With a chance to win the set, break for the win, and possibly take it to a shootout, Mark.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, it was looking comfortable for Dennis. 2-0 up and 1 set up. Now we're 3-2 to Yasmin. Let's see this break. Has she got a ball? Has she made anything? I don't think she has.
Unfortunately not.
And where's that 1 ball going to finish? Well, she hasn't left it. And there's an easy safety on here, though. Loads of balls to hide behind down here. I like half ball off the left-hand side of that 1 ball, Tony. In between the rail and the 9, down behind this group.
Yeah, he's going to try leaving behind the 5, I think, or the 6.
Oh, he's gone the
Leave
other
her
way.
behind the 5, 6.
Man,
You had to hit that absolutely perfect, and that's exactly what he did. I mean, that is a super strong shot. But Dennis hits all those safety shots really well. I mean, he's a complete player. Just like Jasmine too. Jasmine's been in this game long enough.
Yeah, he's a real competitor, Dennis. Plays a pretty good game of one pocket as well. I know a lot of the Europeans are getting into the one pocket now. They enjoy it. They enjoy the chess thinking side of the game. Oh, that was mighty close to the one ball, but she's missed it. It's ball in hand. So I suppose you could say 2 to the 3 is key.
Yeah, 2 to the 3 is the key here. You can end up on the other side, like on the top side of the table, and draw the cue ball back to the side pocket on the left-hand side of the table. If you leave the cue ball by the side pocket, left-hand side of the table, should be fine. He's thinking about a tweener here.
A tweener.
He's looking at his options. I mean, for control purposes, if you wanted more control, you would want to go closer to the side pocket. But I can see why he did this, because he didn't have to move the cue ball too much.
Yeah, he's a nice angle here to get around the back of the 7-10 for the 4 into the same pocket.
He just needs to make sure he avoids not running into the, avoid running to the 7. Oh, he missed it.
And I'll tell you what, how many times do we see that when a player is trying to steer the cue ball, they take their eye off the object ball, and all of a sudden they've missed it. Now I think there's a gap through the 4 and the 8 here for Yasmin to make this 3 ball. If it's dead straight, just a little bit of a draw shot for the 4 into the side.
4 in the side.
And that's a nice angle.
She overdrew that a bit, but I think she's fine. It's just that, now she might have to move the 9 ball a bit in front of the 8, which might make it a little trickier at the end of the rack.
I think she's okay, Tony. Looking at that.
Yeah, that's great.
So, what a chance here.
Taking a deep breath, composing herself.
And it just shows why this format is so exciting. It looked all over at 2-0 in the second set. Yasmin just couldn't find any composure. Kept missing her position just by fractions. And now she looks a completely different player, in total control, confident.
Go to the center of the table here, shoot the 7, 2 rails, go around the 8 to play in the corner pocket. Just needs to make sure she doesn't overhit this.
Whenever I see Jasmine Ocean playing now, it reminds me of my biggest ever mistake in the commentary booth.
Biggest what?
My biggest boo-boo, my biggest mistake in the commentary booth ever.
Okay. Let's see. She hit it absolutely perfect. We might end up seeing a shootout here, folks.
Yeah, I think it's odds on now. As we said earlier, we had 10 yesterday, and it looks like we're going to start with 1 on our very first match of the day on the TV table. And don't forget, the action just keeps coming on day 2. So just stop the cue ball here for the 10 ball. And then we are going to get prepared and ready for a shootout. Just this. Well, I don't want to say it. I'm not saying a word.
Not until the 10 has been pocketed, right?
In it goes. We'll be back after the break with a shootout. Welcome back to a wonderful shootout in the Apex Wisconsin Open. And I've just noticed something there. Yasmin Ocean using the time in the break to really study the angles of this 10 ball. So we have the 10 ball shootout. The 10 is placed where it's racked in the rack, not on the spot, just behind that, where it's racked for the 10 ball rack. And there on your screens you can see the 2 areas we're going to be using. The green areas is where they have to play the 10 ball from. It has to go straight in. There's no hitting the rail first. There's no sending it round 4 rails or anything like that. It must go straight in. Yasmin won the lag, and she's chosen to go first. So they will each play a shot from the same side, whichever side Yasmin chooses to start from. And then we will alternate sides. We will play 4 innings, and if we're still level after 4 innings, we will then go to sudden death. So here we go then. Yasmin Ocean. I think she's actually put Dennis in. Well, you don't often see that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
You know, it was interesting. There was a shootout that took place last night where a player shot. I think he might have lost by 1 point. I think it was Mason was his name.
Yes, Mason Koch.
Yeah, and he shot the ball into the wrong pocket.
Yeah,
so it was considered he played in. So it was considered a miss.
Yeah, but the referees had a chat and they actually decided it was the referee's fault. And in it goes, and they actually replayed it in the end, Tony.
Oh,
because it was the referee's mistake, not the players.
Gotcha. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah. Now you see what John Lehman has done there. He's placed the cue ball on the side where he wants the player to shoot, and he's now instructed the referees to do exactly the same in a shootout. And as we say, there's a shootout going on. Jeremy Sosay on the other table against Conrad Musician, but we'll concentrate on this one for now. So Yasmin Ocean with her first spot shot. And in it goes.
Very nice.
And I did say I saw her practicing this shot earlier, and I saw her make 8 in a row. And she'll be hoping that she doesn't need 8 in a row, but she'd love to make 8 if need be. So Dennis, now we swap sides, and they will both play an innings from the other side of the table. And we'll keep going for 4 innings.
Also, keep in mind that there is a shot clock for the spot shot on the TV table.
Yeah, excellent point. And the shootout that Dennis was involved in Vegas, there was no shot clock on the outer table. And in it goes. So 2-1 to Dennis. Yasmin with her shot to come. Just to keep you up to date, Jeremy Sosay and Conrad Musician still going in their shootout as well. We'll let you know how that one goes. Yeah, I like that she got up there. She moved the cue ball slightly and was about to shoot and then decided to get up and start again. I like that. There you see her eyeing up the pot. Determination in those eyes. Oh, right
Very
into
nice.
the heart of the pocket, Tony. And they're both shooting this the same way. So
No, they both look comfortable. They both look comfortable, and they're taking their time, as you said. And
well, I did say we had Aloysius Schaap versus Piers Labutis at midday, but maybe this shootout might take a little bit longer.
yeah.
It could become the 2 o'clock match. Deadly silence in the arena, and strokes home the 10 ball, and the crowd gathering. I wish I could turn the camera on the crowd now, because everyone in the room has come around the table to enjoy the drama, and it happens every time, doesn't it? It's quite a genius.
I love it.
format,
I absolutely
this.
love it, yeah.
Certainly getting people, new people interested in the sport as well. So here we go then. Yasmin training 3-2. Oh, went right in the centre of the pocket again. Well, something's got to give at some point.
Yeah.
This is the final shot of the shootout. If they both make this one, then we are going to shrink that box back by 1 diamond, just to make it a little bit more difficult for the pros and a little bit more exciting for us viewers.
That's right. I thought it was a brilliant idea to place a 10 ball where it's normally racked on the rack. This is opposed to the spot. Makes it that much just slightly difficult, slightly more difficult.
Oh, he played that with a little bit more pace that time.
Dead center of the pocket.
Cracks the back of the pocket. So now we are more or less in sudden death. Yasmin must make this one. If she doesn't, Dennis will advance and Jasmine will go to the 1 loss side. So needs to steady herself, comes round and has another look. Psyching herself up, getting herself ready in the mind. Wow, I tell you, these 2 players are right on form and stood in front. In the Arizona Open, where that went to 14-13. And he's enjoying this. It's much better watching them playing it. So now you see the box has shrunk back by a diamond. So now the shot is that just a little bit more difficult. Your arm and your eyes have just got used to that other shot, Tony. And now it changes. Straight in the heart of the pocket again. Jasmine wipes the cue down. John Lehman, there you see, placing the cue ball on the side where it's going to be shot from. And just to bring you up to date, Jeremy Sosay and Conrad Musician are also in sudden death. Jeremy Sosay's just made his back to this table. Jasmine Ocean and Jasmine has missed it. So Dennis GRABE advances. We'll be back with Aloysius Yap very, very soon.